Hey guys, this is Ron with Off-Road Overland Camping, and just want to let you guys know, after the last 6 weeks, my Jeep has been in the dealership for engine problems. Problems I had is when I hit 60 miles an hour, 60 to 75 miles an hour on the freeway, the Jeep would constantly cut off, the motor would cut out, like it's gonna stall on the freeway. So I took it into the dealer 6 weeks ago. There's definitely a recall on this vehicle. I have the 2021 EcoDiesel, and the recall is you got to change the high pressure fuel pump. So unfortunately, they don't have those made yet. They're going to be coming out in, I think, April is what I heard. A lot of vehicles are having the same problem. So anyways, I took it in for service. Didn't really know what the fix was. They ended up changing the fuel pump. Turns out that didn't fix the problem. Basically what was happening is as the vehicle wouldn't produce enough boost for the turbo on the Jeep. So the next thing they had to do is replace, after doing several tests and things like that, they smoked the motor, made sure there's no leaks in the engine. They drove the vehicle over 200 miles trying to figure out what the cause is of why it keeps cutting out even after the new fuel pump is installed. They determined, so what they had to do to change the turbo is they literally had to lift the body or the cab off the frame of the vehicle to access everything. So that took a while to do. Once they got that, they changed out the turbo. Then they had to do some more tests on the vehicle to make sure that it was creating the boost and everything was working correctly. So long story short, everything finally works perfect now. And I got my Jeep back. But for a while there, with how everything was going and how long this was taking, I mean, I've heard horror stories with these diesels. I wasn't sure if I had to lemon law this thing or what. The last thing I want to do is trade this thing in for something else because I got so much money tied up into it. So anyways, good news is it's finally fixed. It works. I still have to take it in for the recall once the new fuel pump comes out. But that'll be probably like in April or May. But anyways, that's what happened. Okay, so here's something to consider. I have on my vehicle, on my Jeep, I have the Arctic aluminum. I have the Arctic aluminum full skid plate on the bottom of my Jeep. Okay, so here's one thing I did not think of when I installed this thing is I have a 9-year warranty on my Jeep. I bought the extended warranty, and when they had to go underneath the vehicle to access the turbo is here in the back of the motor. They had to remove this skid. So this thing here took, I don't know, a couple hours for them to figure it out. They had to remove it. That costs money. The dealer's going to want to charge you for that. Luckily for me, I didn't have to pay for any of that. They took care of everything. So that's the downfall with the skid. The skid is awesome, but if you got to fix anything underneath your vehicle, that's one thing you might want to consider before getting this. Is if you got to do any type of warranty work on this on the Jeep, dealer's going to charge you for removing aftermarket parts. Anything else that's stock, they don't charge you for. So I've been having problems with my ham radio not transmitting correctly. Distance isn't that great, cuts out. I think I found that the problem is the wire wasn't soldered in correctly. So I went ahead and took it all apart, soldered it all up. We're gonna try it on my next trip. Here's the motor with the diesel, everything looks good. I run the K&N filters. I love the K&N filters because you can wash them. Filters are expensive. Why keep buying more filters and throwing them away when you can just buy one, wash it? Actually, I buy 2 of them. I always have one that's clean, so I just rotate them. It's super easy. So that's the way to go, in my opinion, versus keep buying stock filters. So that's what I do.